Today we're going to talk about an introduction to roots. What is the square root of a number? The square root of a number is a number that when you square it produces the original number. What is the cube root of a number? The cube root of a number is any number that when cubed produces the original number. Let's take a look at some examples. Suppose you want to find the square roots of 16. That means that you're trying to find any number that when you square it gives you 16. There are actually two numbers that you can square to get 16. You can square 4 and get 16, so one square root is 4. You can also square negative 4. So 16 actually has two square roots, 4 and negative 4. If you want to find the square roots of 1, you're looking for what number do you square to get 1? Well, you can square 1, or you can square negative 1. Both of those produce positive 1 as a result, so 1 has two square roots, 1 and negative 1. If we want the square roots of 0, we're looking for what number do I square to get 0? Well, the answer to that is 0, so the square roots of 0 is 0. There's nothing else that will work. And if you're asked to find the square roots of negative 9, that means you're looking for what number or numbers can you square to get negative 9? Well, if you tried to square negative 3, that means negative 3 times negative 3, that's a positive 9. And if you try to square positive 3, you get a positive 9. So there are actually no square roots of negative 9, at least with real numbers. Now let's talk about cube roots. We're looking for what number do you raise to the third power to get 125. Let's see, I believe 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. So the cube root of 125 is 5. Now you might ask, well, could it be negative 5? Well, if you try negative 5, because we have 3 copies of it, negative 5 times itself 3 times actually gives you negative 125. So there's only one cube root of 125, and that's 5. And similarly, for 8, what number do you cube to get 8? Well, I'm pretty sure that 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, so the cube root of 8 is 2. For 0, 0 to the third power is 0, so there's cube root of 0 is 0. And for negative 27, what number do you raise to the third power to get negative 27? Well, to get a negative, and we have 3 copies of numbers, we're going to need 3 negative numbers to get a negative result. And I believe that negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 is negative 27. So the cube root of negative 27 is negative 3. Fourth roots of 81. What number do you raise to the fourth power to get 81? Well, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. So 3 is one answer. And because this is an even exponent here, we could also have negative 3 to the fourth power, giving you a positive 81. So there are 2 fourth roots of 81, 3 and negative 3. For negative 16, what number do you raise to the fourth power to get negative 16? Well, that's an even exponent, and it's impossible to multiply something by itself 4 times to get a negative, so there aren't any real number fourth roots of negative 16. Fifth roots of 1, what do you raise to the fifth power to get 1? I believe that's just 1. A negative won't work because this is an odd exponent here, and the only way you can get a positive result with an odd exponent is with a positive base. And this last one, what number do you raise to the fifth power to get negative 32? It is possible because this is an odd exponent, and it turns out that negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 5 times is negative 32, so the fifth root of negative 32 is negative 2.